Amulya from E Plus Academy studying in 9th grade. So today my topic is quadrilaterals. So quadrilaterals is nothing but a polygon which has 4 sides. Here polygon refers to the shapes which are bounded by line segments. So there are 6 types of quadrilaterals, namely square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, kite, trapezium. So let us study them one by one. First comes the square. A square is a simple quadrilateral. A square has all the sides equal. So in square all the sides will be equal and all the angles will be perpendicular, which means all the angles will be equal to 90 degree. Angles will be equal to 90 degree and the diagonals in the square will be equal and they will bisect at 90 degree. So in square the diagonals will be equal and they will bisect at 90 degrees. So let me name this quadrilateral as A, B, C and D. So the intersecting point, let it be like O. So here angle AOB and BOC, COD and DOA, these all the angles will be equal to 90 degree in square. So now let us study about rectangle. So in rectangle the opposite sides will be equal. So here opposite sides will be equal, which means PQ is equal to SR and QR will be equal to PS. And in rectangle all the angles will be also equal to 90 degree. Which means angle P is equal to angle Q is equal to angle R and is equal to, yes, these all the angles will be equal to 90 degree. Also in rectangle diagonals will be equal, which means PR will be equal to SQ. Here diagonal means a line segment joining the non-adjacent vertices. So here the diagonal will be PR and QS and they will be equal in rectangle and they will bisect at 90 degree. So here POQ, QOR, ROS, SOP, these all will be equal to 90 degree. So next comes the rhombus. So in rhombus the all sides will be equal. Which means AB will be equal to BC and BC will be equal to CD. CD will be equal to AD and opposite angles will be also equal. Which means angle B will be equal to angle D and angle A will be equal to angle C. So in rhombus, so adjacent angles will be supplementary in rhombus, which means if we add angle D and angle C, we will get the answer as 180 degree. Diagonals will be perpendicular bisector. So here it will be perpendicular bisector, which means here angle BOA and BOC, these two will be 90 degree, and angle AOD and DOC, these also will be 90 degree, which means all the angles will be equal to 90 degree. So next comes the parallelogram. As the name itself suggests, so here the opposite sides will be parallel and equal. So opposite sides will be equal and parallel, which means AB will be equal and parallel to DC, and AD will be equal and parallel to BC, and in parallelogram opposite angles will be also equal. Opposite angles will be also equal, which means angle A will be equal to angle C and angle D will be equal to angle B. In parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. In parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. Which means angle AOB will be equal to 90 degree, and also angle BOC, COD, DOA, these all the angles will be equal to 90 degree. So in parallelogram, adjacent angles will be supplementary, which means adjacent angles in parallelogram will be angle D and angle C, or angle B and angle C, which means if we add angle D and angle C, we will get the answer as 180 degree in parallelogram. So next comes the kite. In kite, pair of adjacent sides will be equal, which means adjacent sides in the kite are PS and PQ, SR and RQ, which means PS will be equal to PQ, SR will be equal to QR. Next is one pair of opposite angles will be equal. Here one pair of opposite angles are angle S will be equal to angle Q. Next is diagonals are perpendicular to each other, which means angle POS and angle POQ, QOR and ROS, these all will be equal to 90 degree. And in kite, the longer side will bisect the shorter side, which means PSO will be equal to OQ. So next comes trapezium. Trapezium is a quadrilateral with one pair of opposite sides as parallel. So here in trapezium, one pair of opposite sides, here one pair of opposite sides are AB and CD, which means AB will be parallel to CD. So in trapezium, it is again classified into three types, namely isosceles, scalene and right angled. So let us study them one by one. So as I have already conveyed to you that trapezium is again classified into three types, that is isosceles, scalene and right angled. So here we are going to discuss about the isosceles. So isosceles trapezium is nothing but, in isosceles trapezium non-parallel sides will be equal. So which means PS will be equal to QR. In this diagram, non-parallel sides will be equal, which means PS will be equal to QR. So next comes the scalene trapezium. In this kind of trapezium, sides will be also not equal and even angles will be not equal, which means that even in the scalene trapezium, the sides will be not equal to each other and not even the angles. Comes the right angle trapezium. In right angle trapezium, the right angles will be always in pair, which means angle M will be equal to angle P will be equal to 90 degree. In right angle trapezium, the right angles will be always in pair, they will not be opposite to each other. So this was it for today. Thank you and have a nice day.